Hello, 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 and welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. You can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I am your girl, Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm going to give it to you, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Uh, and I am here talking the Snake episode 9 episode right before the finale. Can you believe that we're already here? We're getting closer and closer to finding our ultimate snake. And we're here talking about episode 9. I'm also here talking about my cup mug because I never not talk about my cup mug. And you can get your cup mug at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. Get your cup mug, period. And yes, yes, I am here. I am back. Um, Last week I wasn't here. Last week I had to take a little bit of a break. But this week, Jack is taking a break from the podcast, but not taking a break from work because they have to work. So it's just me. But that's quite all right because no matter who's here, we're going to give you the tea on all things the snake. So we are here and we're going to jump into that. But before we do any of that, y'all know what to do. Well, if you're here and you've been here, and you've already subscribed, love to you. We love you so much. Thank you so much for all that, for helping us out. If you are brand new here and you have just stumbled upon me for the first time, confetti to you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, balloons to you. Balloons to you. I thought we are going to get confetti, but it's a party. There we go for you and you and you. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. If you appreciate the content and you like what you hear, if you're a fan of the snake or anything competitive reality television, this is the place for you. So hit that subscribe button because we are covering Big Brother, The Snake, Destination X UK. We're started Survivor, Australia versus the World, Project Runway, season 21. Also, we're getting ready to get ready, gearing up for Survivor 49 and The Amazing Race is starting soon, so we're gonna be talking about all of those shows. So check us out if any of those shows interest you. If there's some new shows that you want us to cover, let us know in the comments. Do all of that. Help us out. Show us some love. And if you ever thought about, I want to talk about these shows. The Love Island reunion is coming up. I would like to talk about that. I would like to talk about any of these shows. And you wanted to always be on a podcast, you know what you could do? Hit us up on our Instagram, um, at the Cup Pod, and let us know that you are interested in being a panelist, and we can give you some information on how you can do that. You know, maybe making a video about your loves, your desires, how you want to talk about shows, how you are passionate about some shows, and that you can't really talk about it with your friends because nobody wants to talk to you about it. And that's how I ended up doing it because everything I like to talk about, nobody wants to talk about. So I decided to come to the internet and talk to you. So if you have ever thought about being on a podcast or wanted to be on a podcast and you like the cup, you know, hit us up. Hit us up in our Instagram and we will get some information back to you as soon as possible. So but also, we have 4 other channels. If you're a fan of drag or drag race, we have a channel for you. If you're interested in, that's at the Cup Pod, by the way. If you're a fan of Eurovision Song Contest, we got a channel for you at the Cup ESC. And if you're a fan of WWE Wrestling, at the Cup Ringside is the place for you. And if you're interested in any of those and you want a podcast on any of those channels, hit us up. Don't wait. Do it now. Um, because we're definitely interested in that. So let us know. Um, Also, if you need to follow us on our audio podcast links, those links are in the description below as well. So follow us on all of our audio podcast links so you can check us out on the go. Join our Patreon so you can get exclusive content and some early access content. And follow us on all of our socials at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. Hit us up at any of those places if you actually want to be a part of this panel. Let us know. Period. But Instagram is probably the best place to go because that's where we hang out a lot. But we're all on Twitter as well, so hit us up over there too. Um, so let's get into it. The snake. I'm gonna bring up my visuals because I never like to be here alone on the stage by myself. We are down very close towards the end. We have 8 people left, 8 people left in the game. Um, we just lost Mayor John, and a lot of people are starting to come out. We're starting to get a lot of people's stories now. We have less people, more time for them to showcase different stories and backgrounds and things like that. And I kind of feel I don't, I don't want to ruin it if it hasn't occurred to you, but something that occurs to me about how they do production, I start to figure out who's being focused on, meaning either they are going to be there longer or they're going to go. And with the rate that this has been showing me, I figure out my where I land on that. I won't tell you so you can come up with your own decisions on how you feel about the way production is handling the edit. But as someone who watches a lot of reality television and seeing the way a lot of shows edit things, I figured you out, production. Mhm, mhm. I figured you out, even though I kinda figured you out a couple of episodes ago, but I figured you out. I know how you edit now and, what happens. I can start to predict what happens because of how the edit is going and how it's looking. But in this episode, we saw Amanda talking to McLean about some of her past and some of the traumas that she has had to occur in her young life in the Philippines, almost being kidnapped. And now for that, she now works heavily with trafficking, uh, shelter, shelters and services and helping women get out of that situation if they were in that situation and or people period getting in and out of that situation. Um so we learned that about Amanda. She McLean was very empathetic to her about what she went through and what she's been through. Um so that was a moment. um we see a lot of people just really just trying to figure out their footing, figure out, how do they move on to this final stage of the game and what is the best way to do that if the people who they are aligned with is still, worth working with. Do they have to shift things? Like everybody seems pretty good and solid in what they want. They get the box of the advantage or the disadvantage. We all know it's coming from John, and he decides to give Frank the advantage for the next challenge, and Frank is very happy about it until they get to the next challenge. I'm going to be moving pretty quickly because honestly, all the important stuff happens at the end. To be honest, TBH, in my opinion, I just feel like everything up until this point was kind of just like what we normally see, the standards. We see them talking and trying to figure out things, and a lot. It can't really do anything until you know who the snake is. Um, you can still be social and talking, and that's literally what everybody's doing, just being social and talking, and until we find out who the snake is, then we can figure out how we can get around of not or being saved. And so we get to the challenge and they walk to this challenge and they see all these crates and things in front of them, blindfolds, and a shock collar. And what they have to do is they have to put on these shock collars, put on a blindfold. Um, the host will pick a name, tap that person quietly on their shoulder, and they have to secretly decide who they want to shock. And once they decide who they want to shock, if the person who is shocked guesses correctly who shocked them, then then if they will eliminate that person who shocked them. If they can't guess who actually shocked them, they then will be eliminated. Um, so people are already tripping. Well, not tripping. They're already starting to get emotional. They're already like, no, 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 no. We don't. Oh, I don't like this. I don't want to hurt people. This is not something that I want to do. I can't do this. And honestly, I was like, what do you mean? Maybe it's just me. I mean, I know what game I signed up for. And if part of the game is I have to pick someone, unfortunately, it's part of the game. If I get picked, it's the game. It's gonna suck because nobody wants to be shocked. But it's part of the game, and so either you play it or you don't. And some people chose not to play it. Frank, with the advantage, decided not to play because he's like, listen, my mother would kill me if I purposely participated in hurting someone. My mother would kill me. She wouldn't let. I think your mother would want you to bring home $100,000 more than you not hurting someone in a game, and it's not killing them. It's just literally just a shock that'll go. The pain will go away eventually. But I don't know. Everybody has their own moral compass, and I can respect everybody's moral compass, honestly. Honestly and truly, I can respect everybody's moral compass. And so I kind of just let it go. It's just a game. And I would just have to put it in my mind. It's a game. It's nothing personal. It's just a game. If you shock me, I won't take it personally. It's just a game. If I shock somebody else, I hope they wouldn't take it personally because it's just a game. And I will do it. And I'm trying to think if I am very cruel and unusual or just jaded, but playing games means I have to make decisions that's going to help me advance myself in the game. And so my personal strategy was to shock someone who is my friend who would never think I would do it. Is that bad? Is that bad? Yes, I will go after my enemy who I want out, but I don't want to make it obvious. So I would pick someone who's close to me who would never think I would do it because they won't know. They won't know until after heck, they won't know until they watch this episode because I would never tell. Like I would never tell them I did it. Maybe after the game is over, be like, okay, by the way, girl, it was me who shot you, and I'm so sorry. But I was trying to win. You can look at me different, but I'm sorry, I was trying to win. I had to get, you know. Um, but yeah, that's me personally. Am I cruel? Am I? Y'all tell me in the comments below. Am I bad for trying to? If I want to win, my strategy would not be to go after. Just go and continuously go after the people who I don't like, but people who won't guess me. Y'all tell me in the comments what y'all think. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Because if I'm bad, if that's mhm. Tell me in the comments. Tell me. But we start seeing people going, and McLean is just a blubbering mess. She's crying out the gate. She's just like, I don't want to do this. And I'm like, if you want to be a Maya Papaya, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Then don't do it. Like you just saw Frank walk away. It is an option to walk away, but she's just like, she's just crying, she's crying. She's trying to be strong. She's trying because she doesn't want her or her boyfriend to go. So she's trying to be strong. I get it, but she is just crying, crying, crying. And who gets picked first but her? She's already crying. So she picks Derek to shock, and Derek takes it like a G. He's just like, oh, yeah, yeah, give me more. And it's like, okay. Okay. But he's shocked. She shocks him, and she takes off the blindfold. And he knew it was her right away. She's eliminated. Get out of here. Oh, I failed to mention that it's going to be a double-headed snake and a double elimination this round. So the last two people standing will win the snake. Forgot to throw that in there. So double elimination. Keep that in mind. So McLean is out. So the next person who picks is Derek, who gets picked is Derek. He chooses Jack because he's like, your girlfriend got me, so I'm gonna get you. And Jack thinks Alyssa did it because, and well, it wasn't Alyssa, it was Derek. So Jack is out. The next person to go is Brett. No, but yeah, next person to go is Brett. He picks Amanda. She screams like blood. She screams bloody murder, and everybody's like, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!" She screams. Brett picks her. She thinks it's uh Alyssa, but it's not Alyssa. It's Brett. So Amanda is out. Then it's Jordan. She picks Derek to shop. Derek thinks it's Alyssa. He's out because it's Jordan. Um, then it's down to Alyssa, Brett, and Jordan. Alyssa picks, and he gets picked, and she picks Brett. Brett knows right away it's Alyssa, so he's out. I mean, she's out, and Jordan and Brett are the double-headed snake this round. Good on them. Good on them. Um, so we get back to the house. And Amanda is going on this "Woe is me, I'm so sad, oh my god" tour, and everybody's like, "Oh, Amanda and her screams are living in my brain, it's burned in my brain, I can't get it out. Oh my god, that's so horrible." Um, and everybody's like all the guys like, "I would never pick the girl to shop because that hurts. I would never have done that because I would just couldn't do it. I couldn't pick a woman to shop." Britt was like, "It's just a game. I feel bad though because it did hurt, and I know that hurt her, and her scream kind of just it burns, it burns." And I don't know. I feel bad. And Amanda's still going on to everybody who would listen, like, "Oh my god, this is so bad. I did not." Gaining sympathy. And in her confessional, she's like, "I just did what I the best move for me is to gain sympathy from everybody. I know that this strategy, if people feel bad for me, they won't want me to go. I just needed to continue it up." And she's playing it up, and she's playing it up in a confessional about how she's a strategic genius for this move. Like everything is great. I got these people eating out of the palm of my hands. It's so good. Nobody's gonna want to see me go. Um, so Brett does end up talking to Amanda. He apologizes for doing that to her. He says that if he could go back in time, he wouldn't do it. He thinks she's smart, he thinks she's brilliant, but he didn't want to hurt her, and he feels bad for it. And she's like, "Check, check. I even got both of the snakes feeling bad for me. They won't want to see me go." Life is good. I'm doing it, doing it, doing it. She's feeling herself. She's feeling herself. She loves it here. Um, Everybody is still trying to now politic and figure out what's the best way to keep this chain safe and everybody who they want safe. Brett and Jordan now have to come up with an idea of what they want the chain to look like. And they did not see eye to eye on everything because they are on both of them are on different sides of the house. Both of them want to see their people saved. Um, so of course Brett wants Jack to stay and Jordan wants Frank and Alyssa to stay. Um, but Jordan don't want but Brett also wants Derek to stay, but they don't Derek doesn't particularly want Amanda to stay. But he knows Derek will pick Amanda if he gets picked first. And so they're trying to figure out the best way to do it. So they pull Derek and they were like, "Listen, if we pull you, if we save you first, you have to save Frank." Because Jordan was like, if you save one of your people first, I need to save one of my people next. And we have to get a guarantee from your person that they will save the person who we need. And so Derek is chosen to be saved first, but then they also tell Derek that you have to save Frank. And Derek agrees to save Frank because you say yes to any plan. And then no, 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 other way around. They choose Frank to save first. Frank has to save Derek, even though Frank usually always saves Alyssa. Yep, other way around. So Frank is the one they say if you get saved first, you have to save Derek. Um, and Frank is like, yeah, I'll do that, even though he wants to save Alyssa because he always saves Alyssa. But he wants to save Alyssa. But he made a deal and he has to save Derek. And then Derek in turn has to save Jack instead of Amanda, who is his person. And then the snakes will save the last person. So that was what's going on. And Frank agreed to save Derek. Derek agreed to save Jack. But we all know plans could change in a second. It could change the moment they're up on there, who they want to ride with, who makes more sense for their game, all of this, all of the sort. So they get to the the ceremony, the snake ceremony, and Jordan and Brett are up first, and they choose, like they said, they were going to save Frank first, and Frank could have easily quickly saved Alyssa at this point, uh, if he wanted to, but Frank said, "I am a man of my word, and I'm going to save Derek." Uh, Derek, in turn, being a man of his word, saved Jack, which Amanda was not very happy about. She didn't like that. So it was down to Amanda, McLean, and Alyssa, and Jordan and Brett had to figure out between the three, and all three of them gave very gripping arguments on why they should stay. Amanda said she was honest. She's been honest. She plays an honest game. Alyssa was like, I don't think so. You have not. You have not played an honest game the entire time. So I don't know where that argument is coming from. Alyssa gave a plea like, I want to be here. I fought so very hard to be here. I wanted people just to think, not to think of me, I'm just an OnlyFans model, but to know that I am more than that. McLean is like, look, I'm just a cheerleader. Um, I don't think me being here will blow up anybody else's game. Um, it, you should keep me. So Jordan and Britt really had the dilemma of coming up with a name from someone who's athletic and could possibly win a challenge and win more challenges in McLean, someone who is strategic and thinks about things in Amanda, and someone who's just simply smart and determined and has a really good reason why they are here in Alyssa. And so they didn't agree. They didn't agree. Brett wanted to say McLean because of Jack. Uh, more Jordan wanted to save Alyssa because of her person, and she was like, "Listen," her argument to me was like very valid and very true. She was like, "Listen, you have two of the people that you said you wanted to save here. You have Brett, I mean, you have Derek, and you have Jack. Two people who you wanted here. I need somebody who I can rely on, and I want two people who I can have here too as well." And so Brett let her make the decision, and she chose to save Alyssa, meaning McLean and Amanda gone. And now we are down six. We're down to six. Um, I thought it was a smart decision. And even when Brett at the end, he was like, actually in the end, that was the smartest decision for me is because McLean was McLean and Amanda both strengthened Jack and Derek. Now I'm the only person that they both rely on because they don't have anybody else. And the same thing, and now Jordan, Alyssa, and Frank all rely on each other. And so it's literally split. And I think that was a brilliant idea. I think it was a smart idea for Brett to let Jordan have it. Send the 2 people home because now Jack does not have anybody who he would go over Brett with. Derek does not have anybody who he would go over Brett for. So it's all coming back to Brett for them. And but Jordan is not in the same situation because I fear that Jordan would not be over Frank or Alyssa. I think Frank and Alyssa will always choose each other over Jordan. So this end game, this final game is going to be very interesting. I'm very interested to see what happens and what they decide and how it plays out. Um, but it was great. It was great. I enjoyed it. I really, truly, truly enjoyed it. Um, I was told to give someone a message who might be watching, from Jack. She wants to say thank you, Pastor Jacob, for saying he did a good job on his show. If you did not know, Jack participated in the 1% Club that airs right before the Snake on last week. So congratulations to Jack. We're gonna talk to Jack about the experience on the 1% Club later on because we always celebrate our people here when they do great things, and Jack did an amazing job on that show this past week. So we're going to talk to Jack all about that later on this week. But we're going to be back next week to talk about the finale of The Snake. We're already here, and I'm very excited. I can't wait to see what happens, who shakes out, and who becomes the ultimate snake. Um, I appreciate you all for joining me on this journey and continue to do that. If you have not subscribed, please do so already so we can hit our mission of 1,000 new subscribers by the end of the year. If you're a fan of anything competitive reality television, this is the place for you. If you ever decided you want to be on a podcast, hit us up at the Cut Pod on Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok, or Blue Sky, all of our socials. Um, Please subscribe to this channel and all of our other channels. All the links will be in the description below in our link tree, as well as our audio podcast links, our Patreon links, a link where you can get your merch at lanadiescreations.etsy.com. You can follow me if you want on the socials. You don't have to, but if you want to, sure, go right ahead. But and get your mug. Get your mug. LanaDCreations.etsy.com. And that's gonna do it for me. I'm gonna get out of here. I got so much more content to make for you guys. So if you want to just click the next video, do that. Continue to support. And I'm gonna go make some content. So I will see you guys next week. Cheers.